Unless you live in or near a national park, or you have a really great state park or a beach or a vista near your house, not every time you have free time to go out and take pictures is going to be in an amazing, magical location. Sometimes it's just in some great place that you know about down the street. Hi, I'm Chris. This is KGS Photo. Thanks for stopping by the channel. This is going to be a video about having a vacay photography day. You have a day to do nothing, but you can't go too far, whether it's time or money for gas, but you want to practice photography in your neighborhood, go to places you might have overlooked. What I look for when I go out taking pictures around my neighborhood, when I can't be in an amazing location, I'm not on vacation, I'm not on the beach, I'm not on a mountain. So let's look into what I came up with on my day off, taking pictures around my locale. You have a day off. You want to take pictures, but you can't get too far from the house. A couple miles at the most, to find some locations and take photos, or at least just practice taking some photos. So what do? Well, first off, I always go on Google Maps if I'm looking for places I haven't been to before, or I want to just see if there's a good angle that I didn't know about, a parking lot at a hiking trail, if there's anyone else who's dropped a pin there or has a little photo on the Google Maps that I can get ideas or be inspired from. So Google Maps is always a good thing if you don't drive around or hike around your neighborhood non-stop and you're looking for something different, or you just don't know much about what's around you. If you're just to and from work, to and from the grocery store, to and from whatever. But Google Maps is great, and this is for local shooting and for when I'm going on trips. I will use Google Maps, stare at that dumb thing, zooming in, zooming out, going all over the place. Where I ended up going on my photography day off, well, I did a lot of walking. I think I did about 10 to 12 miles of walking around. Made it to a few places. I'm located in central New Jersey, closer to Philly than New York. But in my neighborhood, Princeton area, there are tons of trails and tons of open space, lots of historical buildings and historical locations. So there's tons of stuff to find, to shoot, to see. Let's get into some of the photos I took on my vacay photography day. My day away from the wife and the house and work and everything else. Just hiking around, looking for stuff to shoot, dealing with my own issues, and hoping for the best light. Had a good day. The sky and the clouds were looking nice. So this is mostly around, if you know about it or want to learn about it, this is mostly around Mercer Meadows in the Princeton area. And later on, some of the photos are in the Hopewell area, which is also kind of on the same area. I started my hike and my shoot day on this pathway. It's relatively new to me, and I think it's relatively new to the area. They had built a bridge and all these boardwalks in the last few years. But great sky. It cleared up earlier in the day. It was pretty drab and awful. But when I'm walking around and I got no particular place to go to, and I have no time to go further, and I'm not in a magical mountainous park, I look for leading lines and shadows. Great skies make it even better. So stuff like that. You're on the trail, just shooting around. Trees, natural shapes, if you listened or watched my video from before, a couple weeks ago. Natural shapes, leading lines, light and shadow, textures, symmetry. These are all things I look for all the time when I go out to take pictures. And basically, when you're just walking around with no plan, that's what I end up using. That's what I recommend you should try using, because it'll hopefully lead you into something good, a good shot. But the trail was pretty neat, and this bridge was very new to me. I don't remember anything about this trail, but this bridge was pretty cool. And definitely found a location that I would want to go back to with different lighting conditions, different times of day. Nighttime, it definitely wouldn't have too much light pollution out here in this park. But leading lines and perspective, leading lines, perspective and leading lines, oh my god. My next stop, after walking around this place for a bit, was out in Hopewell. It's lots of rolling hills, some water. It's all farmland that's been protected, preserved. So it's a really nice, picturesque location. Lots of walking, and not a lot of shade. So I wouldn't recommend doing it in the heat. At this farm location, you have some barn stuff to work with. There was some waterways, creek running through the grounds. A little bit of reflection there. Nothing amazing, but I entertained myself with it. Did get out to the actual farmland where they would have cows, and I was hoping the cows were there. They weren't there this day. At the pasture, obviously the cows, if they were there, the gate is open. Maybe they did it. Maybe they ran away. Who knows? So these photos coming up weren't taken on the same day, but the next day. And at golden hour, because I was walking around these parks, and I really wanted to get back to these places, but during better lighting, preferably sunset or sunrise. And I didn't have the time for that day. So when we did go back, I did like this one tree. I'm a fool for a single tree in a big open field. It is pretty cool what you can do with that type of shot. This tree next to the little drainage ditch, I guess, in the meadow. Really like the lineup of it. And then this is at the observation location, waiting for that sun. Finally starting to get it just through the clouds and over top of those trees. And then just working every angle I could think of with that sunset coming through the clouds over the tree there. And then, boop. Was my day off taking pictures successful? I think so. I found some new spots that I went back to the next day, and I'll go back to over the months and different seasons. I'll see what's going on at night and in the fall and in the winter. You just have to get out there and take pictures. It's not always about booking the next big trip to like Iceland or Yosemite. Sometimes you just gotta go out and take pictures in your neighborhood. You gotta practice. You just gotta go out and shoot something. You're never gonna get better or figure out how to work your camera better, how to line up pictures better, composition and framing. You're never going to just catch a good moment if you don't go out and take a picture. Sit inside with your editor and just edit stuff all day, fine, whatever. But you have to go out and get content. So vacation photography day, it's not really vacation. It almost feels like work a little bit, but you got to get out there and you got to shoot stuff. You got to find stuff to shoot no matter where it is. Thanks for watching the video. Hopefully you learned something. Basically, planning and just go out there and shoot stuff. Shoot everything and anything, whether you normally do or you don't. It's always good practice to just go out there and shoot something. And thankfully, we don't have to pay for film. We don't have to pay for processing. You just digital camera or your cell phone. Go out there and shoot, especially if you have a day off and you got nothing else to do. Don't sit inside and play Xbox or watch YouTube video. I mean, maybe you should. Go outside and shoot, then watch YouTube videos, I guess. But thanks for watching. Subscribe, like, hit the bell, do whatever else you need to do. And until next time.